I'm so glad it's Thursday because tomorrow is one more day, and it's been a quiet week because the director and the assistant director are out. But I don't know, like every couple of weeks or month, my heart just gets so heavy for the kids. And the song that came to my mind not too long ago was "The Way We Were" by Barbara Streisand. The best I think the best story was kind of bittersweet, but then you got to see how it ends. The young lady who was a surrogate, and I think she's from Alaska, Australia, but she traveled to Texas because the biological parents for the baby that she was carrying, when it was discovered that he had a rare heart disease or heart condition, they wanted to abort him, but she didn't want to abort him. So they're from California. So she traveled to Texas. She gave birth yesterday, and thankfully, the court ordered that the baby, the hospital where she had the baby, they are known for, being able to operate on the type of heart condition the baby has. So the baby was taken to have the surgery done and everything, but the court has ordered her to stay away from the baby. So a lot of people, it was good to see a lot of people really rallying behind her and being, that's a mother. When I saw that story, I kind of thought about Moses and his mother. But the story isn't over because they keeping her away, and I guess the biological parents are still considered the parents. And one lady made a good point. Well, when they wanted to abort them and didn't care, they relinquished their rights. But I guess it'll boil down to whatever's in the contract or this, that, and the other. But I pray baby Gabriel survives. I pray that he actually is reunited with his mother. And I'm talking about his mother that carried him, the surrogate mother, because she was more of a mother, his safety, his protection, his life. She gave him a chance at life. And when I think about the kids watching the videos between the teachers talking about quitting and those that have quit, or those that tend to quit because the parents, the kids, how unruly they are, disrespectful, don't want to learn, unmotivated, no administration, how they have issues getting disciplinary action. I remember one of my old mom group people or mothers from throughout the years, when I think it was Isaiah, one of the kids, one of the mothers that went to school with, her daughter went to school with him. So we kept in touch over the years, and she had a situation where one of her daughters was being bullied, but the school wasn't doing anything. And this was a couple of years ago, thank God. But she's like, I wonder why they not doing anything. And it's like, the bully just gets to sit there and bully, and it's distracting for the kids, for her daughter, for everybody, but they can't do anything because that's what, you can't discipline, because if they this, if they that. Discipline should not have stipulations, and that's where my frustration and my tiredness comes from. Everything is an excuse. Everything has been made an excuse, and when you need to actually correct or discipline, it's not done because you might hurt somebody's feelings. Well, the bully is bullying children in the classroom, and that's hurting somebody. in their family. And it could cause other tensions, because what if the parents be like, you know, if y'all not gonna do nothing, we coming up there, we gonna handle it. And then it turns into a situation. But thankfully she ended up, when she couldn't get any recourse, she pulled her daughter and put her in school elsewhere. But you shouldn't have to do that. The bully should have to go somewhere else. But that's how it is. Courts, depending on what states and what laws you're dealing with, the people that do the crimes get more consideration than the victims. And I get that all states are different, but seeing laws where you have judges that just letting people, you got assault charges, attempted murder, and you put them on an ankle monitor and send them home, and then they kill somebody. It was a guy, I think it was an old, was he 56? I don't know. The man was old, an older guy. Yeah, I think it was yesterday, sometime this week. Dude was just released. He kills this man, stabs him up. And I'm like, what? It's so disgusting and tiresome. But then when you look at the kids, the video, this lady, well, there was a lady that did a video talking about the literacy and how parents, yes, they are to blame, because our parents, when you take time, parents today that are not parents, and that's by design. When you have home and you have schools that are teaching children, instilling their innocence, because that's what it is. I was listening to the song, the reason why The Way We Were came to my mind was because when I was watching the video, some of the back to school, this guy was doing a reaction to the back to school videos out there. It's horrific. They out here flashing money like they thugs in a rap video. I saw two young girls, their skirts, basically, I don't even know if they, I mean, what you gonna do in class except have a little boy hands up your skirt, because the skirt, both of them had on short skirts. They twerking and flashing money. So what, you in school to be strippers? I mean, that's not back to school. Then the one with the mother, and both her sons look like they under the age of 12 on ankle monitors. I wouldn't be taking no picture of you. No, you still in it. Kids don't have no innocence no more. It was a time when the rule, not the exception, because I feel like now we in such a backwards, upside down world. And I know the Bible says, Romans 1:18-31, and then what's it, in 2 Timothy, where it talks about people will become lovers of themselves, disobedient, this, that, and the other. We see it. It's out there. No coof, no class, no nothing. You don't want to brush your hair, don't want to wash your tail, and your children are learning all this. You don't want to do anything, but you want to get in people's face and hoop and holler. People are doing some of the most damnable things to children. They doing damnable things to one another, and it's never their fault, according to stupid people. And I'm tired of it. I've never seen all this, I gotta out victim you, because that's basically what it is now. You gotta out victim somebody. And the kids, like, y'all have really stolen and are stealing the innocence from these children. And no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what is shared with you, no matter how long it's shared with you, you consistently see, because I know I bombard and saturate with just what is going on in the schools, what's being taught, what's not being taught. You can line it up with the Bible, but most people, like the conversation I had with my god sister about why people don't care about the Nigerian Christians being killed, because a lot of people are not Christians. They don't have no heart for people, so they don't care. They don't care. And the biggest ones are the ones that got to sit up all the time and talk to you about, oh, child, I was at I went to this, I got to go to my Bible group, I got to go to my Bible group, I got to go to this group. But what are you babbling about? Nothing. 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 And it's so disgusting. It is so disgusting. Just to watch. We are in the falling away where it said many will fall away. The wolves, so many false prophets. So many false everything. We in an age, everything is fake. All this fake hair on these babies. Y'all dressing these little kids like, why 4-year-olds with hair? But why? If it's their hair, that's fine. But putting in some pigtails, ponytails, so they can look like little girls. Y'all don't want them to look like little girls no more. Y'all don't even give their hair a chance to grow or to get healthy on its own. Just destroying. Making many hookers because you want to be a hooker. This woman sitting there teaching, they doing a back to school video. These little girls are cursing. Attitude, and they, yeah, and bit. Like, why are you teaching your kids to curse? My mother never, no adult around me ever taught me how to curse. Never. And I would not even curse around adults. And then it's so, I'm like, what? When you used to see years ago, men dressed, suit, tie, or even shirt, nice slacks, or a nice clean pair of jeans, nice shirt, groomed. Women used to be dressed like they, going to a, what? Everybody has fallen off, and it's not cute. It's not cute. But why the fact that the gutter is now goals for people to be is absolutely insane. And anybody with good sense, was raised with something, or has some true God in them, know that it's not okay. Separate yourselves. You got to be a royal priesthood. You can't tolerate allowing your children to be inundated with people that only want to emulate and live for the bottom. It's sad. Nobody cares about the literacy of the children. That man yesterday, I get it. He was upset about the kids being at seniors and can't read. Then talking about, I hope to go to college. What college should they go to if they can't read and can't function? This is a problem. At some point, we got enough kids passed along. Half of the kids now probably shouldn't even be in college. Because if you recognize there's so many kids and so many teachers are talking about how many kids, and we see they talking about it's a literacy issue, I've seen it coming. So now it's here. Everybody knows it. But nobody wants to do anything about it. I'm glad the rates in the schools I'm glad there's less people in the school system. I know more people are pulling their kids and homeschooling, and you should. I told my kids even before Genesis even graduated from high school, I knew something was funky. I said, nope, I'm going to stay watching any and everything going on. I want to know everything that's being taught so I can debunk it if I need to. And make sure you reading and doing what you need to do. That's why the schools that they went to, I had to make sure that there was some level of education going on. Because one thing I'm not doing, I'm big on education. Because I was raised big on education. So to see kids just being passed along and pushed along. And then one of my kids even saw it, working with kids one summer. And he was like, Mom, how do kids get to the 3rd, 4th grade and can't read? And I think that kind of crushed him a little bit. Because he thought back to when he was in high school. And kids was cheating, and then they end up on the honor roll. It kind of is demoralizing. It was like, but don't their parents know? I said, well, your parents have to pay attention. So fast forward, because this was back like 2018, 2019. So we're going to fast forward now. A lot of people, they don't pay attention to their kids. Look at these kids out in the street, 13, 12, driving cars and stealing cars, carjacking. And please be careful, because now I keep hearing more about machetes. You already got the guns. Now somebody got carjacked with a machete. I'm hearing more about people attacking or either using machetes in crimes. But yet we still can't get tough laws. I saw the prosecutor in Baltimore talking about we are arresting the same kids repeatedly because the juvenile justice system in Baltimore is just trash. In most of these places, it's trash. It's trash. Sheriff Grady Judd need to be the daggone sheriff of the nation. Because it's ridiculous. Parents are not parenting. Government, in a lot of places, is circumventing parents. They're making laws to weaken parents and their parental rights. But when you talk about it, tell people about it, they don't care. But they want to defend things that shouldn't even be defensible. I'm tired. You can't help everybody. No, you can't. And it's always going to be something because it's, but what we're seeing should not even be, it shouldn't be such a issue the way it is if the kingdom was about the kingdom. But as the Bible always say, the work is, the work is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Yes, it is. And then a lot of people walking around talking about they Christians are not Christians. They're twisterins, like I said earlier this week. They are sanctified, not sanctified. They are not on the things above, not even focused on God. Everything is about what's around them, pleasing man, the culture, or whatever the case may be. Time out. My button is pushed on that because the kids are they're being dragged down by adults. It's not even your peers no more. It's adults. But then when the adults think that they're peers, it's the freaking so-called big bodied, big age, think they in a baddie audition all day, want to be a thug or a sassy, simple-minded individual. Dragging these kids down. These kids don't have no hope. So the young lady that gave Gabriel, I pray that she ends up able to raise him. If not, that they will give him to somebody other than his birth parents, because the fact that they live in California and the fact that they wanted to kill him, and she had to fight and go someplace for refuge so he could be born and have a chance at life. She actually, Proverbs 19:18, when it says discipline or correct your children so they will have hope, she would be in my, just from what she did to save this baby boy's life, to give him a chance at life. She's in the best interest of that child. Those people, those biologists, they wanted to kill him. They wasn't going to give him no chance at nothing. Even though the surgery is a successful surgery that's been done in Texas before, right where he is now. I pray that they do not, because I think them people would kill him, and somebody will say it's okay. Because when you can kill babies up until birth, when you can let babies get killed for years and years and decades repeatedly in the streets. When the first baby, I keep going back to it, I'm like, I don't know how people are so desensitized to the killings in your neighborhood and in the streets all the time. But when they start killing kids because there's no code no more. It used to be, though, we not shooting around women and kids. They don't care no more. They shoot around any and everybody and don't care. I saw this dumb ass girl. That's why I'm like, y'all need to do a video trying to justify why shootings in the hood, no shootings are better than any shooting. Period. Nobody is better than anybody when they living recklessly and reprehensibly. I don't care who it is or what you look like. Y'all be trying to make stuff sound jazzy because it's this person or that person. It's not jazzy. It's not sweet. And you don't sound sweet. You sound like a black-hearted, wicked, wax-cold, falling away fool. But I could excuse her because she look young. She's a product of the present school system. I'm not talking about the schools where you take your kids out of the mainstream schools and you take them somewhere else. I'm talking about the product of the school systems that are pushing all this pronoun stuff but not pushing no literacy. They just pushing kids along. But if you misgender somebody, you're going to get suspended. How does that work? You don't get suspended for being a bully or cussing out teachers or this, that, and the other. You don't tell parents, oh, if your child is not going to listen or follow the rules that they got to go. But you will discipline children for misgendering. You got books in schools for kids as young as kindergarten talking about sex and sexual things. Parents, real parents, are at school board meetings pushing back. Everybody else oh no, that's not happening. Oh, they're banning books. Yeah, we want to ban the books that don't have no business being taught to children. Because why are you sexualizing children? Because they want to, they're creating a market. A market. And we see the market because look at how many people, if you watch more than one channel, which I do, and most of the people that I really deeply respect do, watch more than one news channel. So we see different areas, teachers from every background, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, straight, the alphabet created, gender studies people, molesting children. So why are they sexualizing your children? Why are they secretly socially transitioning your children? Why do they want them introduced to gender dolls like they do in Minnesota up there with Tim Walz, which is currently being investigated? But they're not going to stop because Satan never stops, because when you allow him to get a foothold, he keeps going. And that's what we see. But nobody wants to discuss that as much as they want to discuss other stupid. But it is y'all's fault. We failing the kids. And as sure as the Bible is the same yesterday and today, as sure as I am that God is not pleased, we are going to get dealt with. And I hope you recognize it when you see it. Because there is no way in hell we are sacrificing these children the way that we are. If they're not being sacrificed in the womb, they're being sacrificed out here in the world. And for what? No, we can't protect all of them because you got a whole lot of dumb adults. But why are dumb adults now becoming the rule and not the exception? So I'm longing for the way that we were, but we can't get back there. We can't even get a semblance of back there because we don't let the rotted fruit rise to the top. But don't nobody want to address it because you just want to excuse it. I think anybody, parent or otherwise, that harms a child should be automatic slow death. And if it's another child, it might potentially need to be, because some of these children are wicked, because they're raised by wicked individuals. Just like that little girl, I saw her mother posted today, the baby that was raped, and they threw dirt and stuff on her. And I think the little girl, 8 and 9, and the little girl was involved too. I think she said court starts back this week. That pretty little girl. Pretty. Them kids learn that from somebody. You can even leaving your kids unattended. You teaching them to learn from things they haven't been learning from. And it's a whole lot of Roblox is something I have shared about that numerous times. Even my daughter has talked about Roblox and some of the things that they have on there, but she's grown. But it's not age appropriate. some of the games and things that they have on there is not age appropriate. But we got all these tablet babies because don't nobody want to interact with their kids because they busy doing them. I'm gonna go ahead and play the way we were and reminisce on the days when mothers was mothers, fathers was fathers, grandparents was grandparents, praying grandmothers were a thing, Sunday school was a thing. They was in church for Bible study, children's Bible study, choir rehearsal. Then they usher on like, do kids even have a foundation anymore beyond the foundation of Satan? Then you got the freaking, they getting ready, one of these airports getting ready to put freaking foot washing stations in there for Muslims. Christians can't even freaking, they give you a hard time saying Merry Christmas. They give you a hard time putting up a nativity in an office place. Or even having a nativity in a church if you're in an area where it's heavily anti-Jesus. But they gonna get put with, y'all don't see the takeover of so many things? It's a plan. No, I didn't do my reading on color communism, common sense. Because if you really wanted to read something, you read it. Just like if you really wanted to really be informed, you watch more than one channel news. You want to be biased. So that's it. Can't do everything for you. I'm concerned about the kids. Y'all adults,